Hey, I'm Becca with the Happy Ever Crafter, and this week I'm walking you through step-by-step how to make this really cute and deceptively easy holiday card. I'm also giving away a set of my holiday brush pens that aren't available anywhere else, and at the end of the video I'm going to tell you exactly how to win them. It's super easy, so stay tuned for that. But before we start, I have a joke for you. Did you guys know that Santa doesn't actually like going down the chimney? Yeah, he doesn't. It's because he's claustrophobic. You're welcome. All right, so for tools in this video, the most important things you're gonna need are obviously a card. I'm gonna be doing this on craft paper, but you could do it on white, black, red, whatever cards you want, it doesn't matter. Then I have a pencil, any pencil will do. And I have two black Fineliner pens. These are Micron pens, they're my favorite, but you can use any pens you want, doesn't have to be these fancy ones. I like having two different sizes. I'm gonna use the thicker one, the 08 for the banner, and the thinner one, the 02 for the florals. And you'll see how different they look. So if you have two different thicknesses, that's perfect, but if not, you can just do it with one, totally fine. So those are the must-haves for this video. And then at the end, I'm gonna show you a couple options for adding some embellishments with red and with white. So I have a red Tombow dual brush pen. Doesn't have to be this one, just any pen. Doesn't have to be a brush pen. And then I have a Uni-Ball Signo white gel pen. Doesn't have to be this one, just any white gel pen. First thing we're gonna do is draw the banner outline in pencil. And I'm actually just gonna open up my card because it's a lot easier here with it open. It's not bouncing all over the place. And I'm gonna do mine in vertical format. You could do it horizontal, I just like the way it looks vertical. So basically what we're doing is we're drawing out the shape of the banner portion first in pencil. And if you've never drawn a banner, I'm gonna show you obviously how to do it on here, but I have a full tutorial. Actually, I have two full tutorials about drawing banners, and both of them come with free worksheets. So I'm gonna link to those. You can go check them out afterwards and download the free worksheets, but for now you'll be able to follow along step by step with me. So the easiest way to draw this banner is to actually give yourself some guidelines on either side for the width of it. So I'm just gonna really gently draw in some side lines here vertically. And that gives me kind of the width of what my ribbons should be. And then I'm gonna draw the same width along the bottom there because I don't want my banner to go any lower than that. And I don't want my banner to go any higher than that. So now what you're gonna do is we're essentially drawing three pieces on the banner, three ribbons. So you're just gonna start on one edge and draw two parallel curved lines like that. Now we're gonna do that two more times, but this next line you can just start a little bit separated from the one you did before. So this is gonna be the gap in between the ribbons, and now you wanna make this second one the exact same width of the first one. And then same thing for the last one. Now again, I have traceables for all of this, so if you're struggling already, don't worry too much about it. So now we have our three main banner pieces, and I actually think I want this top one to be a little thicker, so I'm just gonna draw that in a bit better. And now you're gonna draw this top one, top left, is gonna return in, so just curve that line. Then you're gonna just draw an angle on there. Same thing at the bottom here, in the bottom right, you're gonna curve that line around and just draw your angled piece so it looks like it's curving behind. So now you've got the basic outline of your banner. You can draw in the sides here. And to connect them all, we're gonna do some rounded pieces on each edge. These ones round up, these ones round down. So it's pretty simple. And then you're going to erase those original side guidelines so that all you're left with is the banner. But that's it for the banner. So now we've got our banner drawn, and we're gonna draw in some basic florals. And before we start drawing any florals, I'm just gonna show you what they're gonna look like on paper. So I'm taking my Micron pen here, I'm just gonna demonstrate for you. So we're only drawing two different kinds of florals, and they're both really easy, and we're just gonna repeat them over and over again. So the first one is some spruce. So you're just gonna draw some straight-ish lines like this, and then you're just gonna add diagonal pieces on all the stems. They don't have to be perfect. This is nature. So just making it nice and full. And then the next thing we're gonna do are some berries. Again, really simple. You're just gonna draw some lines, little branches coming off, and you're just gonna add berries. You can add them in multiples, you can add them in singles, whatever you wanna do. You can make them really full or really sparse. And you're gonna see as we go when we're filling this up that you can add more if you want to make it fuller, or you can add less if not, and it really is gonna look good no matter what. So now if we come onto our card, all I want you to do for right now is use your pencil and draw some branches, and then we're gonna fill them up with the pen. So basically what we're doing is we're taking all these branches and they're gonna be coming out of the inside of the banner. So starting up here, you can draw some lines like we just did, coming out in different directions, overlapping on the banner. You can have them coming out the side, and then you're gonna have it also in this middle part in between the ribbons because there's still some under there as well. So you're gonna have them coming out the sides of that and going underneath inside the banner. And just keep doing that until you're happy with the way it looks. You can have them coming off the side of the banner here as well, on all these sides, and then coming out the bottom. For now, these are just rough pencil lines, so if you don't really see how this is gonna turn out, no worries. Just add in some stems like this and we're gonna fill them up. Last thing with pencil before we move on is I'm gonna write in the banner. So on mine, I'm just gonna write fa la 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 la. And it's pretty simple. So just filling this out in my block letters. You could do this in calligraphy if you want to also, but I like doing block letters on stuff like this, nice and simple. So you want your letters, obviously, to follow the natural curve of the ribbon. So if it helps you to draw some extra guidelines in there, go ahead. Fa la la. So there we have it, everything's in pencil. Next step, obviously, is just to ink it all. So I'm gonna use my big Micron pen, the 08, and I'm gonna go over most of the banner, but I don't wanna go over these pieces at the back that are gonna be overlapped by the florals. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just go over those original front banner pieces. And you can do these side ones as well. You can connect the sides. And then we're gonna draw in the florals, and then we'll come back and finish the rest of the banner. So for the florals, I'm using my 02. It's a little bit of a thinner one. And I'm just gonna start filling it up, just like we talked about in those examples with the spruce and the berries. So if you find that you don't love where you put some of those branches, feel free to erase them. That's why we did it in pencil first. And just start adding until you're happy with the way this looks. So personally, I like to do all of my pieces of spruce first, and then I use the berries to kind of fill in anywhere that I find is lacking or needs a bit more detail. The spruce I like to have as like the heavy part. Just looks really wintry and pretty, and then the berries you can just use to fill in after. All right, the spruce is filled in the way I like it. It's pretty even and pretty full everywhere, and now I'm just gonna use the berries to fill in some extra space. So I still have a couple little sticks that I had drawn earlier, and you'll notice that sometimes I didn't follow exactly where it went, which is totally fine. But now I'm gonna kind of squint my eyes and see where there are some blank spots. So over here, there's one, in here, and then maybe in this corner, and just some of these smaller blank spots in here I'm gonna fill in with berries. One thing I love to do with berries, and it's a tiny little detail too, is add like a little, just a little notch in the top of all of them. It makes it look like that little stem that sticks out of berries in nature, just kind of finishes it off a little bit. Okay, the berries are done. Now I'm gonna switch back to my 08 pen, and I'm gonna finish off the banner that's running behind all of these florals. So you need to do this part a little bit carefully, and if you need to, you can go back with your pencil and kind of darken those lines and just take note of where they are before we go through it. So we're gonna go back over that with the pen, making sure not to go over any of the parts that would have been opaque. So these berries, I don't wanna run over the berries. And I'm sort of leaving some gaps around some of the greenery just to make it look like it's really in behind there. Okay, and then lastly, I'm gonna go over my lettering. Next, I'm gonna take my eraser, get rid of any of the leftover eraser lines in my design. And you could leave it at that if you're happy with it. I think it looks great. It looks very full and it looks really festive and lovely. I think it's perfect. But if you wanna add a little bit more decoration to it, grab your red pen and your white gel pen and we'll add a little bit more. So with the red, of course, you're gonna color in the berries. Doesn't have to be a perfect job. You're kind of just adding some little spots here and there. And you could leave it there, which I actually really love the look of, but I'm gonna use the white to make it just look like a little more festive, a little bit snowy. So I'm just gonna add some little tiny dots and short lines on some of this spruce to make it sort of just look like it's got little highlights of snow. You can add as little or as much as you want. And I'm just gonna add some little white dots kind of all over the card to look like snow. And then last bit of white, I'm gonna shadow my words. So if you don't know how to do shading on lettering, I have a video on that you're gonna wanna watch before you attempt this part, but if you know what you're doing, it adds a little bit of fun depth to the lettering. And there you have it, a fun and festive card. Now again, with this card, you could stop at any point, even just with that all black and white, or you can keep adding until you're super happy with this being all filled up. It's totally up to you. But I hope this gave you a little inspiration for what to do for your own cards. Last thing, I'm giving away a set of my holiday brush pens. These have a black pen, a green pen, a red pen. These are all brush pens. So these three are small tip, and then these two are metallic, gold and silver. So these all are so good for making holiday cards. So I'm gonna give away a set of these, and all you have to do to enter is 3 things. Number 1, hit subscribe on the channel. Number 2, hit like on this video. And number 3, leave me a comment down below just telling me your favorite reindeer name. And that's it. I'll draw the name in exactly 1 week after this video goes live, and one of you will win this set of holiday brush pens. That's it for me for now. And if you want to see some more creative card making, I have a video that shows 4 more designs, and I'll link to that one next. See you over there.